Okay, before you do anything, you want to pull the 15 amp fuse for your fuel pump and turn over your engine. That way you can cycle the fuel throughout the engine, otherwise you'll have a whole bunch of fuel come out your fuel lines here. Well, doing it this way you have a little bit less, hopefully anyways, but yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and do that and then we'll get started. Alright, now that we have the fuel cycle through there a little bit, hopefully not too much will come out. You got 2 Phillips head screws on the fuel pressure regulator. That is stock with the sock. You can go ahead and take those out. This is your stock fuel pressure regulator. That's on the back of the fuel rail. It's kind of cramped, but it's not too bad. Just in case I have quite a bit of fuel come out, I've placed absorbent mats at the bottom of the engine, hopefully suck up all that. Second one's almost done. Gotta work with it a little bit. I didn't take the hose off because the screw head is on the other side of this hose. So hopefully I should be able to just slip it out without taking it off. Alright, yeah, we got a pretty good amount of fuel coming out. Let's see if I can get this off. There's more fuel. That should be the end of it. Alright, there's your stock Nissan 240SX K24E sock fuel pressure regulator. It's about the same as the SR20 fuel pressure regulator, and these mount holes and this port right here fits up quite nicely, as you will see with the ISR adjustable fuel pressure regulator. Okay, for what's in the box, you have your new shiny adjustable fuel pressure regulator from ISR. I bought this kit off of injukuracing.com. It's a pretty sturdy kit, very nicely designed and everything. It also comes with the 2 ports for your fuel lines. You got your washers in there to go on those. You have your fuel pressure regulator adapter. This kit is labeled as the SR20 adjustable fuel regulator kit. It also works with the K24E single overhead cam engine. The mount holes are the same, the port is the same, and the O-ring and everything. It all fits up nicely. This adapter has the barb for the hose connections, and then you have your pressure gauge. Rather nice kit, well made, good quality. But yeah, it's for the SR20. We're gonna go ahead and show that it can also work for the K24E single overhead cam engine. Alright, now that we have all our lines off, I'm gonna go ahead and put this adapter on there. Once again, this is the single overhead cam K24E. It will work with it. I'm gonna slide that in there. It's nice and snug. And we'll put our two little screws back in. Be sure not to lose the little lock washers on there. Very important. You only have these two screws. They do the job, but with engine vibrations and everything, the lock washers help to keep the screws from rattling out. Alright, pretty good. Okay, also in the box, I didn't mention earlier, ISIS was kind enough to send extra fuel lines, and well, actually it's just about a 4-foot strip of them, so you can cut that up into however many pieces you need to go ahead and mount this. Okay, after you've Tefloned your 3 parts that you need to Teflon, your setup should look something like this. This port will be your inlet port. You have 2 inlet ports, one on each side. For our 4 cylinders with a single fuel rail, you only need 1 port, so ISIS has provided a block off plug for you. For those that are gonna run, you know, a V6 or something like that with 2 fuel rails, that's what this other port's for. Set up your inlet port on the side that you need it, wherever you're gonna mount it. I'm actually gonna mount it off to the left of my engine, so that's where I put it, on the right side. And then this vacuum port will have a vacuum hose hooked up to it. You're just going to have to take the stock vacuum hose that went to the original fuel pressure regulator and just get a different piece and run it to this instead. You got your gauge set up, set it however even you want to. Once again, with Teflon tape on the threads to go into the threaded hole. And then you have your outlet, which is on the bottom. Just go ahead and put a port there, and that runs back to your fuel tank. Wherever you want to mount it is up to you. I chose off to the left, back on the firewall, and really it's all up to you. That seemed like the best place to put it for me. So alright, now I have all my lines run. You got your fuel filter right here, goes up and goes into the rail, the fuel rail here. I went ahead and redid that just because I had the spare hose. Then on this side you have your fuel pressure regulator adapter right there, and your hose that goes to the inlet port on this side of the fuel pressure regulator. I have my vacuum hose right here that runs back to my vacuum hose assembly back there, and then I also have my outlet that goes back to the fuel tank. I went ahead and mounted it here with the mount that ISIS supplied, and yeah, that's about it. It's all installed now, and we got a few things after this before we can just crank up and start running, since it's not factory. You got to set the fuel pressure itself. What you're gonna want to do is warm up your engine to standard operating temperature. Go ahead and let her run. During that time, you'll want to check for fuel leaks and everything, and then once you do that, you will pull this vacuum line off, and while it's running, and then look down at your gauge, set it to around 43 psi. Once you set it to 43 psi with your adjustment screw, which it should be clockwise is to up the pressure, counterclockwise is to lower the pressure. Once you get it to 43 psi without vacuum, you go ahead and tighten your nut, your lock nut, to lock it in place, and then put your vacuum hose back on. And then once you do that, it should drop down to around a little above 30, I believe, and then you should be good to go.